Alice in Wonderland, Chapter 7, The Mad Tea Party. There was a table set under a tree in front of the house, and the March Hare and the Hatter were having tea at it. A dormouse was sitting between them, fast asleep. The table was a large one, but the three were all crowded together at a corner of it. With great curiosity, Alice approached the table.
No room, no room, no room.
But there's plenty of room.
Have some wine.
I don't see any wine, just tea.
That's because there isn't any.
Then it wasn't very civil of you to offer it.
Well, it wasn't very civil of you to sit down here without being invited.
I didn't know it was your table. It's laid out for a great many more than three.
Your hair wants cutting.
You should learn not to make personal remarks. It's very rude.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
I believe I can guess that.
Do you mean to say that you think you can find the answer to it?
Exactly so.
Then you should say what you mean.
I do. At least, I mean what I say. That's the same thing, you know.
Not the same thing one bit. You might as well say, I see what I eat is the same as I eat what I see.
You might as well say that I like what I get is the same as I get what I like.
You might as well say I breathe when I sleep is the same thing as I sleep when I breathe.
It is the same thing with you. What day of the month is it?
The 4th.
2 days wrong. I told you the butter wouldn't suit the works.
It was the best butter.
Yes, but some crumbs must have got in as well. You shouldn't have put it with the bread knife.
It was the best butter, you know.
What a funny watch. It tells the day of the month, but not what o'clock it is.
Why should it? Does your watch tell you what year it is?
Of course not, but that's because it stays the same year for such a long time.
Which is just the case of mine.
I don't quite understand you.
Dormouse is asleep again.
Of course. Just what I was going to remark myself.
Have you solved the riddle yet?
No, I give up. What's the answer?
Well, I haven't the slightest idea.
Nor I.
I think you might do something better with the time than wasting it in asking riddles that have no answer.
If you knew time as well as I do, you wouldn't talk about wasting it. It's him.
I don't know what you mean.
Of course you don't. I dare say you even spoke to time.
Perhaps not, but I know I have to beat time when I learn music.
Ah, that accounts for it. He won't stand beating. Now, if you only kept on good terms with him, he'd do almost anything you liked.
Is that the way you manage?
Not I. We quarreled last March. It was at the great concert given by the Queen of Hearts. And I had to sing, Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder where you're at. Up above the world you fly, like a tea tray in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle.
Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.
Oh, you know the song, perhaps?
I've heard something like it.
Well, I'd hardly finished the first verse when the Queen bawled out,
He's murdering the time! Off with his head!
and ever since then he won't do a thing I ask. It's always 6 o'clock now. It's always time for tea.
Is that the reason so many tea things are put out here?
We've no time to wash the things between the whiles. Speaking of which, I need a clean cup. Move down, move down.
Suppose we change the subject. I'm getting tired of this. I vote the Dormouse tells us a story. Wake up, Dormouse!
I wasn't asleep. I heard every word you fellas were saying.
Tell us a story.
Yes, please do.
And be quick about it, or you'll be asleep before it's done.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little sisters, and their names were Elsie, Lacey, and Tilly, and they lived at the bottom of a well.
What did they live on?
They lived on treacle.
But why do they live at the bottom of the well?
Take some more tea.
I've had nothing yet, so I can't take more.
What do you mean you can't take less? It's very easy to take more than nothing.
Why do they live at the bottom of the well?
It was a treacle well.
There's no such thing.
If you can't be civil, you'd better finish the story for yourself.
No, please go on. I won't interrupt you again.
And so these 3 sisters, they were learning to draw, you know.
Wake up, Dormouse!
They were learning to draw, and they drew all manner of things. Everything that begins with an M.
Why with them?
Why not?
It begins with an M, such as mousetraps, and the moon, and memory, and muchness. You know, you say things are much of muchness.
Really now? You asked me. I don't think.
Well, then you shouldn't talk.
This piece of rudeness was more than Alice could bear. She got up in great disgust and walked off. The Dormouse fell asleep instantly, and neither of the others took the least notice of her going, though she looked back once or twice, half hoping that they would call after her. The last time she saw them, they were trying to put the Dormouse into a teapot. At any rate, I'll never go there again. It's the stupidest tea party I ever was at in my life.